Welcome to Food Agri classes. Myself Lakshmikant Rawat. Today I will teach about blanching. If someone has came new on my channel, so please subscribe and press the bell icon also, so that you can get next new video notification. Now start the video. Blanching. Blanching is a unit operation prior to freezing, canning and drying, in which fruit or vegetable are heated for the purpose of inactivating natural endogenous enzyme, modifying texture, preserving color, flavor and nutritional value, and removing trapped air. Next, blanching serves as a variety of function. One of the main one being is to destroy enzymatic activity in vegetables and some fruits prior to further processing by heat. As such, it is not intended as a sole method of preservation, but as a pre-treatment which is normally carried out between the preparation of the raw material and later operation, particularly heat sterilization, dehydration and freezing. Blanching is also combined with peeling and cleaning of food to achieve saving in energy consumption, space and equipment cost. What is the objective of blanching in fruit and vegetables? Inactive enzyme like metabolic maintain color, texture, flavor and nutritive value. And what is second and third, fourth, fifth objective? Second objective, lower microbial load about 90%, and third, aid in packaging with builds packed vegetables and remove respiratory gases, remove dirt, leaves, etc. Aids in peeling. A few processed vegetables, for example onion and green pepper, do not require blanching to prevent enzyme activity during storage, but the majority suffer considerable loss in quality if blanching is omitted or if they are under blanch. To achieve adequate enzyme inactivation, food is heated rapidly to a preset temperature, held for a preset time, and then cooled rapidly to near ambient temperature. Next, what is factor which influence blanching time? Types of fruit and vegetables, size of pieces of food, blanching temperature, and method of heating. What is theory of blanching? The maximum process temperature in freezing and dehydration is insufficient to inactivate enzyme. If the food is not blanched, undesirable changes in sensory characteristics and nutritional property take place during storage. In canning, the time taken to reach sterilization temperature, particularly in large can may be sufficient to allow enzyme activity to take place if they are necessary to blanch food prior to this preservation operation. Next, underblanching may cause more damage to food than the absence of blanching does, because heat which is insufficient to disrupt tissue and release enzyme but not inactivate them, cause accelerated damage by mixing the enzyme and substrate. In addition, only some enzyme may be destroyed, which cause increased activity of other and accelerated digestion. Enzymes which cause a loss of eating and nutrition quality in vegetable and fruit include lipooxygenase, polyphenol oxidase, polyglutinase and chlorophyllase. I repeat this point: enzyme which cause a loss of eating and nutrition quality. जो एंजाइम कॉज करते हैं लॉस ऑफ ईटिंग क्वालिटी एंड न्यूट्रिशन क्वालिटी, जो है लाइपोनेज, lipoxygenase, polyphenol oxidase, polyglucuronase, and chlorophyllase. Two heat-resistant enzymes which are found in most vegetables. दो heat resistant enzymes हैं वो कौन से हैं? catalase and peroxidase. Although they do not cause deterioration during storage, they are caused as marker enzyme to determine the success of blanching. Peroxidase is the most heat resistant of two, so the absence of residual peroxidase activity would indicate that other less heat treatment enzymes are also destroyed. The factor that control the rate of heating at the center of the product can be summarized as the temperature of the heating medium, the convective heat transfer coefficient, the size and shape of the piece of food, the thermal conductivity of the food. Blanching reduces the number of contamination microorganisms on the surface of the food, hence assist in the subsequent preservation operation. This is particularly important in heat sterilization, as the heat, time, and temperature of the processing are designed to achieve a specified reduction in cell number. Blanching also softens vegetable tissue to facilitate filling into container and remove air from intracellular space, which increase the density of food, assist in the formation of the headspace vacuum in can. I repeat again this point. Blanching are the softened vegetable tissue to facilitate filling in container and remove air from intercellular space, which increase the density of the food and assist in the formation of the headspace vacuum in the can. Net what is equipment used in this blanching method? The two most widespread commercial method of blanching involve passing food through an atmosphere of saturated steam or a bath of the hot water. Both type of equipment are relatively simple and inexpensive. Microwave blanching is not as used commercially on a large scale. The first types of blanching: steam blancher. In general, this is a performed method for food with a large area of the cut surfaces leaching losses are much smaller than those found using hot blancher. At its simplest, a steam blancher consists of mass conveyor belt that carry food through a steam atmospheric internal. The residue time of the food is controlled by speed of the conveyor and the length of the tunnel. Typically, a tunnel is 15 meter long and 1 to 1.5 meter wide. Next, in conventional steam blanching, there is often poor uniformity of heating in multiple layers of the food. The time temperature combination required to ensure enzyme inactivation at the center of the bed result in overheating the food at the edge and a consequent loss of texture and other sensory characteristics. Next, here is the advantage and limitation of the conventional steam and hot water blancher. I am zoom this pic. What is equipment used? Conventional steam blancher and conventional hot water blancher. Advantage of conventional heat blancher: smaller loss of water soluble. नोट कर लीजिएगा, कन्वेक्शनल स्टीम ब्लांचर लॉस करता है वाटर सॉल्युबल कंपोनेंट्स का smaller volume of the waste and lower disposal charge than water blancher, particularly with air cooling instead of water, easy to clean and sterilize. And what is advantage of conventional hot water blancher? Lower capital cost and better energy efficiency than the steam blancher. What is limitation of conventional steam blancher? Limited cleaning of the food, so baths are also required. Uneven blanching if the food is applied too high on the conveyor. Some loss of mass in food. Higher cost is purchases of water and change in for treatment of large volume of diluted effluent, risk of the contamination by thermophilic bacteria. Next, hot water blancher. सेकंड जो ब्लांचर है वो हॉट वाटर ब्लांचर है. There are the number of different design blancher, each of which hold the food in water 70 to 100 डिग्री सेल्सियस. मैं आपको एक बात और बता दूं, ब्लांचिंग का जो प्रोसेस है आगे नहीं हुआ, नोट हुआ है कि ब्लांचिंग का जो टेम्परेचर कितना रहता है. तो ब्लांचिंग का टेम्परेचर बिलो टू 100 होता है. तो हॉट ब्लांचर जो होता है उसका टेम्परेचर 70 टू 100 डिग्री सेल्सियस फॉर स्पेसिफाइड टाइम एंड देन रिमूव द dewatening cooling section. In the widely used de-blancher, food entered a slowly rotating cylinder mesh drum which is the partially submerged in hot water. एक बात और बता देता हूँ, जो ब्लांचिंग है कम एग्जाम में अगर क्वेश्चन पूछा जाता है तो उससे जो रिलेटेड रहता है कि ब्लांचिंग क्या काम करता है, तो उसका मेन काम है एक्टिवेशन ऑफ द माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म ऑन द सरफेस ऑफ द फूड. नोट कर लेना इस पॉइंट को. द फूड इज द मूव थ्रू द ड्रम बाय इंटरनल फायर फ्लाइट्स. The speed of the rotation and the length control the heating time. Blanching effects. What is blanching effect on the food? The heat received by the food during blanching inevitably cause some change to sensory and nutritional quality. However, the heat treatment is less served than for example in batch heat sterilization, and the resulting change in food quality are less pronounced. In general, the time temperature combination used for blanching is the comprise which ensure adequate enzyme inactivation but prevent excessive softness and loss of flavor of food. What is loss of nutrition quality during the blanching process? So some minerals and water soluble vitamin and other water soluble components are lost during blanching. तो कुछ लॉस होता है विटामिन ब्लांचिंग की वजह से, क्योंकि उसका टेम्परेचर होता है 100 डिग्री सेल्सियस होता है. तो 100 डिग्री सेल्सियस कई सारे प्रोटीन्स विटामिन को डीनेचुरेशन हो जाता है. तो वही यहाँ बताया है. तो यहाँ से भी क्वेश्चन बन सकते हैं, तो आप नोट कर लीजिएगा. लॉसेज ऑफ विटामिन आर मोस्टली ड्यू टू द लीचिंग, थर्मल डिस्ट्रक्शन एंड द लेजर एक्सटेंट ऑक्सीडेशन. द एक्सटेंट ऑफ विटामिन लॉस डिपेंड ऑन अ number of factors including the maturity of food and variety, method used in the preparation of the food, particularly the extent of cutting, slicing or digging, the surface area to volume ratio of the pieces of food, method of blanching, time and temperature of blanching. Lower vitamin loss at the higher temperature, lower vitamin loss at a higher temperature for short time. The method of the cooling, the ratio of water to food in both water blanching and cooling. Effect on blanching on the cell tissue. सेल टिश्यू में किस किस पर इफेक्ट होता है. जो सेल टिश्यू होता है स्टार्च में, जो स्टार्च जेलेटिनाइजेशन होता है उसमें भी इफेक्ट होता है. साइटोप्लाज्मिक मेम्ब्रेन में इफेक्ट होता है. सेल वॉल लिटिल अल्टरेट में, पैक्टिन मॉडिफाइड में, न्यूक्लियस में एंड साइटोप्लाज्म proteins also denaturation. Chloroplast distorted. Effect on blanching method on ascorbic acid loss in selected vegetable. ascorbic acid का भी लॉस होता है काफ़ी इस ब्लांचिंग प्रोसेस में. तो विच टेक्निक लॉस पर्टिकुलरली विच फूड. तो वाटर कूल जो मेथड है वो पी में 29.1% एंड ब्रोकली में 38.7 एंड ग्रीन बीन में 15.1. वाटर ब्लांचर एयर कूल जो करता है पी में 25 एंड ब्रोकली 30.6 एंड ग्रीन बीन 19.5%. स्टीम ब्लांचर वाटर कूल 240.2 to 22.2 and 17.7. स्टीम ब्लांचर इन एयर कूल 14, broccoli 9 and green bean 18.6. Next, color and flavor. What is effect on color and flavor during this process? The blanching brightness the color of some food, by removing air and dust on the surface and thus altering the wavelength of reflected light. The time and temperature of blanching also influence the change in food pigment according to their D value. सोडियम कार्बोनेट, यहाँ से भी क्वेश्चन बन सकता है. सोडियम कार्बोनेट लाइक विच क्वांटिटी यूज दिस प्रोसेस, तो यहाँ से बन सकता है 0.125% W/W या कैल्शियम ऑक्साइड आर ऑफ्टन एडेड टू ब्लांचर वाटर टू प्रोटेक्ट क्लोरोफिल, कि क्लोरोफिल को प्रोटेक्ट करने के लिए कौन सा ब्लांचिंग में प्रोसेस में ऐड करते हैं केमिकल, तो सोडियम कार्बोनेट या कैल्शियम ऑक्साइड बोथ आर यूज्ड ड्यूरिंग द ब्लांचिंग प्रोसेस. ब्लांचर वाटर टू प्रोटेक्ट क्लोरोफिल एंड रिटेन द कलर ऑफ ग्रीन वेजिटेबल, जिससे क्या होता है ग्रीन वेजिटेबल्स को अगर ब्लांच करते हैं तो ग्रीन ही कलर रहता है, चेंज नहीं हो जाता. सोडियम कार्बोनेट एंड कैल्शियम ऑक्साइड 0.125% यूज करते हैं. एंजाइमेटिक ब्राउनिंग ऑफ कट एप्पल एंड पोटैटो इज प्रिवेंट बाय होल्डिंग द फूड इन डाइल्यूट, जो आफ्टर cutting the any vegetable like potato and apple, sudden change the color brown, so hold the food in diluted brine like 2% ब्राइन पीरियड टू ब्लांचिंग. ब्लांचिंग से पहले आप उसको ऐसे रखेंगे तो वो ब्राउन नहीं होगा, देन आप ब्लांचिंग कर सकते हैं. When correctly blanched, most food have no significant change to flavor or aroma, but under blanching can lead to development of off flavor during storage of dried or frozen food. Next, what is effect on texture? One of the purpose of blanching is to soften the texture of vegetable to facilitate filling into container prior to canning. However, when used for freezing or drying, the time temperature condition needed to achieve enzyme inactivation cause an excessive loss of the texture in some types of food. For example, certain variety of potato and in large pieces of the food. Calcium chloride 1 to 2% is therefore added to blancher water to form insoluble calcium Pacific complex that maintain firmness of tissue. कैल्शियम क्लोराइड जो होता है यूज करते हैं मेंटेनेंस करने के लिए फर्मनेस ऑफ द टिश्यू, ताकि टेक्सचर में चेंजेस ना है. थैंक यू गाइज, वीडियो को लाइक और सब्सक्राइब करना मत भूलिएगा. थैंक यू.